Hello, guys. It's a reading Tuesday, and home, and I just felt like sharing this topic with you because it is something that I've benefited from, and I see that many of us you also have this kind of mentality that I have. Okay, some do not actually know how I got married. I have a story actually, which myself and my wife have discussed about. So, if you want to see the story, I'm going to drop the link in the description. So, actually, I want to discuss why you should get married early, especially before you're 30 as a guy, even as a lady. As a lady, yes. You see, the picture that marriage paints outside, like what you see before you get into it, is not actually what it is when you get into it. You see, the more you are scared of getting into marriage because of how you see it, the more you are going to be scared. Even the more you get older, the more you are scarer. Can I use it like that? Why? Because if you get married to the right person, you change the narrative. And if you get married to the wrong person, the narrative will be the same as what you have seen. No matter how long you've stayed, no matter how old you are, it's not going to change anything. What the key is that you get married to the right person. So if you're not going to get married to the right person, then nothing is going to change. Nothing at all. So let me tell you one of the benefits of getting married early and why money is not actually the factor. Well, I got married even before I started making constant 100K in a month. Yes, before I started making 100K a month. Because I remembered on my wedding day, that is on my marriage day, the day I got married to my wife, I had less than 20,000 naira in my account. I had less than 20,000 naira in my account the very day. Though some preparations has gone, I've spent some money, but at that day, that actual day, I had less than 20,000. And we got married. And now, then when I got married, I was living in a single room. Now I've moved to at least a more comfortable place. You know, this just makes me know that what marriage is also part of your story, should be part of your success story. It should not be something you are achieving after you're already successful. It doesn't make it fun. Why? Because you have to evolve. You have your partner right beside you. You're going through a challenge. You call on to her or onto him and you discuss it together. You figure it out. You're growing together. You are learning together. You're exploring together. This gives some kind of satisfaction. So, am I saying money is not actually needed? No, you have to have money. For example, I have a business that gives me steady income. So, you also have to have a business that gives you steady income because money does actually, do great thing in marriage. But what I'm saying, you don't have to have all the money stacked up in the bank or the cash at home. No, the fact that you're not lazy, you have something that's giving you money monthly, weekly, please go into marriage. And here is one of the benefits is that you plan together. That, as I said earlier, you plan together with your wife, with your colleague, with your spouse, the person you're getting married to. You plan together. Then two, you give birth early. Now, I know marrying early does not mean that you're going to give birth early. Yes, that's one thing I know for sure because it is God who gives children. But I'm telling you, if you have a challenge, you'll be able to tackle it early when you get married early. But if you get married late and then you're now discovering that you have a problem, do you know that will bring more pressure? But when you get married early and you discover that, oh, there's a problem, okay, how do we solve this problem? So you'll be able to solve the problem earlier. Now, when you get married earlier, you give birth early. And what does giving birth early does to you? Because I give birth early and it gives me some kind of joy. Now I am, about 30. I'm going to my 30s. But I see my child growing along with me. So my child is growing and I am growing. I got married at the age of 24. And my child also, I gave birth to him around, I think, 24 or so, or 25, I think. And then he is also growing now. Around 24, I gave birth to him. I got married, yes, I think 23. Yes, within that time, 23, 24. And I gave birth 24. And now my child is also growing and I'm growing. This is one thing. By the time I'm 36, my child is about 12. By the time I'm 40, my child is 16. Yes, my child is 16. By the time I'm 40, look at that. By the time I'm 50, my child is already 20, 25 or so. 20. By the time I'm 50, my child is 26. Yes, my child is 26. Can you imagine that? That joy that it brings. It brings a joy. Seeing yourself growing with your partner, with your children, it gives this kind of satisfaction. And this is one thing that also makes getting married early boring, is that you begin to reproduce children often. No. For example, I have a plan with my wife. You know, this marriage of a thing is not something we actually really planned. So for us to make it work out well, let us use our wisdom. So we went for family planning. Yes, we were young, but we are not going to be giving birth to children we cannot train. If it's just one children you can train, please. If you are not even capable at all yet, please start growing with your wife. Start, evolving together. And you can even do family planning before you even give birth. Yes. If you know that, okay, if the child comes now, it's going to affect the finance, it's going to affect, then you build up, you start saving up with your partner. And two heirs are better than one. The Bible says it. Two heirs are better than one. And of course, one of the things you also uh, enjoy in marriage is that, now that there is this kind of weather, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. So, if you've been waiting to get to a certain age, you want to be 35 as a guy before you get married because you think you have become a millionaire. Sorry, you becoming a millionaire does not have anything to do with your age. If you find the right job doing now, you're going to become a millionaire. So don't think you have to be 50, you have to be 100 before you get married. You can actually do that now. It doesn't take long, it doesn't take much. If you are getting married to a potential lady, a lady who understands you, it will not cost you much. Yes, it will not cost too much. So get married.